plenty of consideration going into their final ban as well. What do they need to get rid of here?
Something for Sylar, more than likely. One would think. So, either Bloodseekers and play a little bit aggressive.
You want an active hero for PaiN, right? You've got your team fight, a lot of it in PaiN, but it's heavily cooldown reliant, and you still need to be able to cover this gap where the Spectre isn't online yet. Team Aster have a pretty fast lineup with this Lina core.
That Sylar Monkey King that he's been playing.
I don't like it, but I can see them pick a Luna for him.
You saw when they were hovering, right? On the hero board.
What?
Shadow Fiend.
For Aster?
Yeah, that's where they were hovering, and I was like, "Ooh, I've got good." There's no way that's there's no way that's happening, but they were hovering.
Dude,
I was like, wow.
This game, I think you wouldn't mind a Shadowblade hero, and that's where the Lina comes in as well. I just hope we see that Yul's Shadowblade into Silver Edge.
Into Silver Edge.
Scotty EKB, looking at you, father.
I like Kunkka, TA, and SF.
Okay, no TA ban, by the way.
Pugnuff, all for PaiN. I don't know what Team Aster wants.
No TA ban.
There's still the Sylar Lycan, but you're going into Brewlings, so can't do it.
They'd really like something they could play around a bit better, like something faster.
I think it's Monkey. It just looks kind of like that. I mean, there's some issues. There's like the Phoenix in the trees and stuff like that, and generally the egg, and it's going to be a mess of a fight if they actually go for it.
They could terribly,
yeah, but you're picking it into
that's the thing.
The Brewmaster.
Because like they were definitely ready for it. Like PaiN, that's Sylar's hero. If I pick one hero for Sylar, it's literally Lycan or Terrorblade, and Terrorblade is nice against the Phoenix. There's no doubt about that. But we've seen how good the Brewmaster is versus this hero in several of these engagements. So I mean, ideally they need to burst the brew.
It's true, and it also denies a TA pick. You really don't want to take that hero now if you're PaiN. It's too slow. Like Terrorblade, the whole game, there's nothing even itemized to be able to deal with a Manta TP. He just hits you. You're never able to man up. He's got 40-something armor.
I feel like now, like Pugna, Kunkka, like those heroes are still very strong.
They can evoke them themselves.
Yeah.
They look ready for whatever they want. Final considerations maybe for Weehaw, but...
Well, they've chosen. They're just going to use their reserve time for some final chat as we await the final pick of Game 1.
Last minute adjustments. I've been there. You see how that, like, this is the most awkward time, and like as a player, where you have like 2 minutes to sort of prepare yourself. It's like waiting in the tunnel before you go out into the ring. It's just, there it is. I like it.
A Wii Invoker to finish things off, so Aster decide they're not going to take the Invoker. PaiN decide that's absolutely what we wanted. Good stuff. Right, quickly, gents, let's go down the line. Cat, which way?
I would have liked a little bit of faster hero, but PaiN seemed confident, and honestly, I like the position that they're in with the 5th pick, no matter what. So, PaiN.
Yeah, I kind of have to go PaiN myself too, mostly just based off the draft. Do I think? I'm going Team Aster for the win, though. Sorry, it's a Sylar Terrorblade. I'm just gonna check myself here and be real.
The big X factor is going to be how does this Undying influence the lanes? Because you can just utterly dominate a Spectre, but I think if PaiN plays like they did yesterday and ensures that they don't take that really bad fight that leads to an Aster Roche, they're going to take this game.
Okay, it's a fairly split panel, it seems here. Some Aster, some for PaiN. Let's find out as both teams are ready to get us underway here in game number 1. Your commentary team, Odie Pixel and Fault.
Thank you very much, Red Eye. And yes, what a series to start the day off with. PaiN Gaming versus Aster. Aster looking to be one of the hottest teams at the moment in China, and PaiN Gaming, a team that we know they absolutely thrive off these ESL events. This ESL live crowd that we've got here in Hamburg could be what they need to sort of propel them even further through the competition. We already saw it yesterday. These guys, they turn it up to 11 on the main stage.
For sure. What a better setup than with their super signature heroes, right? Yesterday, top one, that Brewmaster was one of the highlights of the day.
Absolutely.
Got a Weehaw Invoker too. Let's get it going.
Let's see, indeed. Weeha's Invoker. Something really just feel like sometimes Weeha, it'll struggle in lane. with the best of, and let's see which one it is going to be that comes out in this game one of the best of three. PaiN Gaming versus Aster underway here. And at the least, we can certainly expect big plays to happen. Aster as well, with some big heroes to look out for. This Baboka Shaker looking for the combos to come through the openings and see if they can buy that time to get Sylar Terrorblade to be the big, bad, scary hero.
You know, I was expecting a full PaiN tip going off the beginning of the game, but no, they actually tip Misery, and Misery gives him a little quick thank you right at the start of this one.
So let's see, I mean, we heard the panel's thoughts. What do you sort of reckon from the drafts overall? Is there anything that really stands out to you as being super potent this game?
Well, we have D-Stones who's playing versus his most signature hero, right? He's playing versus that Invoker. He's got a Lina, which is a great matchup, but I have seen these Invokers. They come out pretty decent quite a lot. The first Sunstrike, we have a connection. I do believe, though, Aster, they look like they can put a lot of pressure on the laning phase, so I think PaiN, they might struggle a bit in that aspect. We're going to have to look, I do believe, a lot on Tavo, as well as King RD, to be salvaging quite a bit throughout that, because I think this Spectre is going to be shut down quite hard from this Earthshaker person Necro. And then also, top lane. Undying is one of the best heroes to secure your safe lane, especially when you're playing versus a strength hero. And what even better? 2 strength heroes, because Phoenix is technically that strength hero, so you do get those double decays quite easily when you're versus 2 heroes that are melee range or short range in a way. So yeah, Sylar should be able to get a pretty solid one. So Aster's looking pretty good in that early game.
See if the lanes do go as expected. See what sort of movements come around in. Baboka's making that block.
Misery smoke behind the mid tower.
Oh, is he going to get it?
This is a way to set up your success for your Invoker.
I don't think they know.
We're gonna watch it.
It's
They don't
not being
know.
microed. It's going straight down there. This could set up for a lovely lane for Weeha.
The tips. There it is.
He's got it.
There's the tips.
They take his courier and they all tip him. Everything being done in an attempt to tilt D-Stones out of his mind in this middle lane. We'll see how well he can keep his cool.
Oh, what a beautiful start to the day. Misery. Beautiful move there. I love seeing that, because like sometimes when you don't have the most advantageous matchup, like Lina is always going to do incredibly well versus Invokers because of that range, and this guy knows this matchup incredibly well.
Top lane.
Already quick first blood by just Henry walking up.
Just chasing him down. He talks about how good the Undying is going to be in this lane and didn't necessarily expect him to get that kill onto a Phoenix as early as he did, but Fenrir.
Yeah, so usually, like, if you don't have that advantageous matchup in the lane, you want to try to set that up. It's like, okay, you have to at least solve some type of problem, and that's the courier snipe. So Weeha's still going to be struggling a bit in top. I mean, Fenrir is going to have, like I said, he's going to have the best time.
Oh, he just has a crazy amount of strength stacked up every single time we're looking at him. Sort of 16, 20 at a time.
He's got boots already with that Overvenom, so he's going to be putting some pressure on. Has to be a little careful, though. Those Fire Spirits can be a little annoying, especially when your decay stacks wear off in between.
Same time down bottom. See Misery tried to be a bit aggressive. Baboka and XXS are trying to trap him off. He's got the south going, as Misery will be able to heal up. Same time up top, Fenrir and King RD still going under the Fairy Fire from King RD. Will it be enough to get him out on top? It is! He's prepared this time. The stick and the Fairy Fire keeping the King safe. As bottom lane, Misery trying to chase down XXS. Baboka with the Vicious slows down the 2 of them.
Come.
We are.
Doesn't even need it.
Doesn't even need it. Misery finishes off the kill with a brain sap.
That's actually like massive for PaiN. Being able to come out successful in this bottom lane when it's a Spectre lane versus the Necrophos lane, that's a great start for PaiN. They have to be real happy about that.
See, sort of CS-wise, anybody getting left behind? It's Weeha having the toughest time at the moment in that mid lane as expected, but not too tough comparatively really to the Lina. It's only a few CS behind.
Tavo has that level of Drunken Brawler, so he does have some evasion, but that also means the Reflection does crit him back. Fenrir going for a chase now here, but we'll just be able to stop King RD a bit on that pull. He wants to save that Icarus dive as long as possible. The aggro of the creep wave. So mid, D-Stones, he is winning the matchup, right? But look at his mana.
Oh, yeah,
he is burning all of his spells.
You know, Weeha, he's keeping it pretty even.
Yeah. That's something that's courier snipe, right?
Yeah.
Give him a bit of an edge.
And he's going to be back at respawning again, the courier now, so D-Stones can sort of himself buffed up a bit better in that mid lane matchup now, and he's able to then break back ahead. The top lane, I mean, both carries at the moment having a good amount of farm. Sylar's getting a lot of space, HFN as well.
I did not expect HFN to get this much farm down here, to be honest.
Top lane, Fenrir. He'll soul rip himself in an attempt to heal him, but King RD and Tavo, they'll chase him down and finish him off. setting up some golden glory for Tavo. And we all know what happens when Tavo does get a good lane, get some early farm out of it. He can make a lot happen with a quick blink dagger on the brew. We saw it the other day, and we could see it again today.
And it's a fantastic brew game. That is one thing the panel was mentioning a lot, right? Versus Necrophos, you're always able to dispel that Ghost Shroud. Even your Tornado can be incredibly useful in the team fights, but also versus Terrorblade, right? You can throw them up during the majority of the fight, during that meta, and also clear out those illusions that can be very annoying. Those are just information too. Like if you are able to use your ulti on Brew a lot of times and you run your Wind Panda in the back, you can see these Earthshakers that can be setting up in the later stages when there is that Blink Dagger. And they have more information too coming from Spectral. I think it's going to be a definite play we have to watch out for.
But as you sort of said, would you say sort of the biggest surprise really so far to Lane Misery? Should be okay. He's got a Brain Sap. Does have a Nightmare as well if he feels too threatened. In fact, got HFN coming across too. XXS is there with a Sunstrike damage and a dagger. He's going to be close to bringing both down, but he's still got the Death Pulse here from XXS. Brain Sap comes in though. One more right click could do it as they'll chase Provoker down through the trees and find him. Sure, they'll lose Misery, but they set up for a kill for HFN on the Spectre. As I was going to say, maybe not being as punished as much as you'd expect against the Necrophos lane. He's doing fine.
Just because they got that early kill, he's definitely still going to have to expend a lot of money on consumables in order to stay in that lane. That's the beauty about Necro, is you get built-in sustain from that hero, and versus melee heroes, you're just able to bully them non-stop. Every time they walk up for a last hit, pulse, and you're staying constant full mana. We will see HFN start to struggle a little bit, especially now that Shaker, as we saw, has the level 3, which is one of the crucial timings when you have your 1 point in each skill, so you get that aftershock.
Top lane Sylar, still pretty much absolute free farm, 35 and 10.
Mid lane,
Terrorblade.
got a rotation coming in. King RD wants to set up. He's still only level 2.
In from this
but
smoke.
Weeha does have an early Wex point, so we could see a Meteor get invoked, and he immediately does look for that, so these stones could get set up on here.
Too far. There's going to be the dive to lead in. On top of him they go with the Cold Snap. The Meteor coming down across him. They'll try and get the Light Strike and the Laguna out. Does manage to bring down a hero with him, but overall just setting up for Weeha to have that increasingly better time in that mid lane where he's just taken over in CS. He's getting this kill. They're sort of okay with losing their support for that one as they just get D-Stones out of the game and ensure that there's a good few waves where Weeha's going to be able to have full control of them uncontested in the middle lane.
Yeah, and I love this type of build here. Like, Weeha's one of the ones that I always see do it, is getting that early point of Wex. Because they don't really have, they might not have the damage if it's just a Cold Snap Sunstrike with the Phoenix coming in. With that Meteor, it gives them the availability to go for those kills with the rotation. Love that play. As HFN, he is really starting to get pressure now. Has brought several tangos and still getting bullied.
Top Talbot trying to run down Femra here with that haste, diving underneath the tower. Another clap will do it. Talbot gets the kill. Can he get out? He's got the stick charges in the bottle. He's fine. Is Talbot able to dive through? That kill helping to push him towards getting that level 6 as soon as he can. Mid lane, the plays. Weeha again. Sunstrike on them up, but they still get the kill. Weeha, it's another time they're taking D-Stone out of this middle lane. The tips continuing to flow in as they really want to knock D-Stones off his game.
He's level 6 on Lina to 8 and change on Weeha already. That's pretty substantial already for the start of this game. The Sunstrikes coming out will be a lot more potent in those side lanes, and we could look for those setups. I mean, Misery, he always is going to be able to set those up with that Bane, especially once he's got level 6. Right now, only level 4. Still though, last hits. Looking pretty decent for Aster. The biggest thing is that Sylar is having absolute free farm up top. That's the thing, that Fenrir is dying, but he's making that space so the Terrorblade can farm.
Is this a game where you think Sylar is going to sort of pick up a hood on the way, or do you think we are going to see the more standard?
More standard.
TB build?
Yeah, I think just Dragonlance.
Okay.
Dragonlance, Yasha, just usual.
And then what, BKB?
Yeah,
so
he might not go for an early BKB just because he's versus that Brewmaster, which can be very annoying. If he wants to actually get involved and join team fights, he can't be getting Cyclone. HFN will get pushed out pretty hard here. This rotation by Sylar is very clever. They leave Baboka the top lane, so he's just going to sap experience, and then he's like, all right, I can pressure a tower. I'm Terrorblade, they have a Spectre. We want to be getting that tower advantage early on. The point of the book, having that hero versus Spectre.
HFN's out of there. We'll TP over to the Shrine. Leave this lane for the taking as Aster to get the tower. Mid lane, D-Stones tries for a Light Strike, doesn't connect onto Misery. Misery will be okay for now. Weeha feeling confident, starting to push him with the alacrity onto the tier 1 tower. We'll see what Aster can do to keep him off it. Femra is there to back up D-Stones. case any sort of ganks coming onto the Lina once again. Baboka trying to find some space up top to get a bit of farm, but there's a lot of heroes up here hunting for him. The dagger has been put upon him. There's PaiN, they're chasing, there's no way for this Shaker to escape as the four of them surround him. Same time in the mid lane, Weeha, he gets a solo kill onto D-Stones again. The Sunstrike's gonna come from top, doesn't connect onto Baboka, but Baboka is dead nonetheless.
But Weeha,
I mean, he's getting these kills in the middle. I mean, as I said, with Weeha, it can be hit and miss. This game, it looks like he is absolutely on form. 50 CS at the moment, 9 minutes in. He's been involved in, what, 3 kills in this middle lane. This is all setting up to be that dream Invoker game that we have seen Weeha pull out in the past. He's on the right track to do it again here.
and it's 2 solo kills versus a player who spams Invoker. Bit of a testament already coming out from Weeha. And Fenrir was there too to try to back him up, but Weeha does not care right now.
Top lane towards XXS, they've got a good chance. This is Tavo, has got the Primal Split ready to go. 3 TPs are coming in. The Sunstrike down onto XXS, will finish him off. Weeha claims the kill. HFN a little deep, won't be hit by the light strike. The Tombstone's been popped down, but with the Primal Split, they'll get rid of the Tombstone. The Tombstone gone. Hold from HFN as he looks to join the frame. Misery being focused, chain stun down. They'll lose the Bane on PaiN. Tavo now retreating after the Primal Split wears off. They will certainly take that though, PaiN, forcing a pretty much full reaction from Aster up top.
And they're going to get all 4 bounties on PaiN as well.
They are as well. They'll take the top 2 and D down bottom. King RD's already claimed the others.
Such good movement coming out by PaiN right now. During the meantime too, Weeha takes mid tower. Look at this gold. He already has Treads, Aquila, Wand, No, and the point booster. Pretty much halfway toward that Aghanims at 10-minute mark. That can be extremely crucial. Having such high exort, having that Aghanims early, you see the HP on these heroes, 830 on Agi, Treads on Sylar. He gets hit by any type of disable with a Sunstrike follow-up soon, it's going to be easy setups for those kills. Is it? Okay, advantage ready.
Dragon Lance will help a little bit in the HP department, but still, a mile away from having such items as a BKB. So, at this rate, that Aghanims is going to definitely be there on Weeha before there's any sort of BKB on Sylar. So if they can make the movement set up for the Sunstrikes, as you say, that they have the potential to kill Sylar over and over again. Misery will be found out in the jungle.
He's going to take him for quite a walk, though.
Yeah, try and make them waste as much time as possible.
The rotation's coming in, too. Okay.
Baboka actually just committed the Echo Slam for the Reaper side as well. I mean, that's a couple of ults there for just a position 5.
I think they didn't want to waste time chasing him.
I guess.
That's what it did look like.
But now you can't make plays elsewhere.
Mid lane?
Not again.
He's looking for it, but it's not going to hit this time. D-Stones can't connect the stun. He's getting cold snapped.
I'm going to try and chase in response. Sylar's TP'd in too, see if we can get a range for a reflection. Weeha is already out of there, so it really just feel at the moment, these first 11 minutes. Oh no. If that was enough damage to kill D-Stones,
that could be a game-ending Sunstrike.
We could have seen him just straight up DC. I mean, it's getting close. Weeha is just toying with this D-Stones Lina.
He's having an incredible game. You see the Lina has 3,800 net worth in compared to 6.2k on Weeha. Usually you want your Lina to have a Yule Scepter, be able to go around the map hunting, right? Because you want your Terrorblade to have space. You want to be pressuring the map constantly when there is a Spectre in the game. But he's just not able to do that because of this lane matchup, because of the rotation as well from King RD. Prioritization by PaiN, just looking that much better so far. Excellent moves.
You'll see from the goal there, pretty much a 1k extra being got so far from just farming the lane, and all at 1k extra in gold being out by Weeha by getting involved in these kills.
This wraparound though. Aster.
See what they can find. Tavo, pretty deep. They do have Supernova and they do have the Primal Split. There's going to be the straight up grip lead in onto XXS, but the Fisher comes in to cancel it. Supernova from the sideline, the Sunstrike down onto XXS. They'll surround him with the Primal Split. The Supernova has been killed. Aster will be able to take the Phoenix out of the fight. They're going to see if they can chase for more. Weeha's there. They're with a cold snap. They turn, they focus Fenrir. Fenrir's gone, and now with the Primal Split release, they send Sylar up and out of the fight, limiting some of the damage he can get out with that Metamorphosis timing. The Fisher from Baboka comes through, but Weeha, Meteor, definitely blast down to the Shaker. PaiN, they'll get a second out of this one. Sylar and XXS have to be careful how they continue to go for the fight. Upon the reflection, Sylar trying to chase towards them, but they keep their distance, PaiN. They will still holding on with Misery. Aster will come, and they will find him hiding in the trees, so they'll claim Misery's life as well, slowly but surely, as he'll make them work for it once more. Dives underneath the tab, but will still fall. But PaiN, as we could see, just every time ready to match any sort of attempt by Aster. You know, that was a fight where they come in Aster, they used this metamorphosis on Sylar. It wasn't a terrific win of a fight for them.
No, and they had the wraparound, right? Just the PaiN made that move just
and
a
it still
tiny bit
didn't
quicker.
go amazing for Aster.
Yep. Just that brew split. We've seen Tavo, how much work he can really do on this Brewmaster. We saw it yesterday. He was just amazing on it this time too. The control that he's able to do in the team fight. Just like we were talking about. Terrorblade walks in, he just gets thrown in the air for the majority of his metamorphosis, and the damage is reduced heavily.
BO3 just tying up HFN down bottom at the moment. So we'll be able to go back and check this last replay as we saw HFN design movements as well. So the prioritization by him, keeping the distance, making sure not to get caught out by any sort of long disable from BO3 as he's able to get himself in and out, keep the distance, and make sure that any sort of chance there to go back in, he's ready to move straight forward. As the Spectral Dagger comes back online, he gets himself straight towards Necrophos once more. And it's just a fight that it was just way too messy from Aster, even though, as we say, they had the great position of initiation. They come in from behind, but everyone from PaiN was ready there to hold and hold that fight. They even still had the Horn available at the left of it all.
Yeah, the thing is in PaiN, if they do get their brew split off, if they get their egg off, and the egg is in a great position, they can actually disrupt the team fights quite heavily if you look in comparison to Aster's for the moment. Once Aster gets their blink daggers, then we could see a bit of a change come out, especially on that Earthshaker. Strike.
Didn't catch anything this time as Misery again, and it's sort of suicidal positions. We've seen him a few times do this, sort of be over here very deep on the map. Does get up to pay with the price of his life for it. Bring the space for Tavo to take this tier 1 top. Tavo has that money for his blink dagger.
D-Stones is almost back online completely though. He's gonna have the Yule Scepter finished up, which is gonna be so important versus Tavo. If he does have vision in any way of this Brewmaster, even if he's quick on his fingers, he can't get that Yule Scepter off on that Brew to combo it down. They need to be very careful though, because their follow-up stun, well, they have to either just get the Lina there with position of the Necrophos or have the Earthshaker behind to follow up control. Because that Brewmaster ulti is going to be everything we're watching out for in the upcoming team fights for PaiN. They tagging him 1541.
In terms of sort of the... have the Echo Slam, they do have the other means to fight around here, but they're not heading over. Aster, not seemingly aware of this Roche being taken down, as PaiN will get themselves the Aegis. Weehard to pick it up. It's already been pretty hard to get on top of and actually kill. Now they've got to do it twice in the fights, as Weehard, level 14, ready to start building towards the BKB.
PaiN's making all the right moves on the map. A little bit fast and Aster, but it's not really making like a massive lead by any means. It's only a 1k gold lead, less than 1k, and the experience is actually leading for Aster.
And we can see here, sort of from the movements of Weehard, just how much carnage went down in the middle lane. Those 4 kills that he was able to pick off on D-Stones, who definitely, you know, that was the plan from PaiN going into this game. They knew that if they could throw D-Stones off his game, it's going to make the whole map so much easier for PaiN to play, and we're seeing it so far.
They're buying multiple Yule Scepters as well now too, so XXS has one as well to try to deal with that. Brewmaster also just a naturally great build-up for the Necrophos. Going for full defensive, it does seem. Usually, not usually, but most of the time we haven't seen like the Yule's Hood into Radiance. It looks like it's just going to be a 4-step. They want to be able to protect people and push them away from those Brewmasters and just try to save them away from the egg or into the egg.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that extra bit of distance, you're able to shove a TB to the side when he's been disabled. It'll give him the chance to turn around and get the Sunder off.
It's always one of the best items, in my opinion. When you have a 4-step versus Invoker, you can completely mess with this combo. He drops a Meteor Deafening Blast, you 4-step your teammate out of it, the whole combo gets complete.
Aster trying to make a play here. Their ultimates are online, but Boca does have the blink on the Shaker, of course.
They've got meta as well, pretty much up in 1 second. And with that DD on Siler, they want to try to get something big and turn it into a tower. Even though there's an Aegis on PaiN, they are still trying to make the sneaky move.
See good timing on the blink this game. And as I say, Baboka definitely the player to watch when it comes to needing those clutch plays to come out, big team fight slams to come through. Baboka can pull it off on his Shaker. Top lane as it is, PaiN continuing to do what they want with the map, do what they want with the game without any sort of response from Aster. They get a tier 2 tower up top. And their reign of the game continues.
Aster we're pretty aware of all this happening though. They see we hot top, they're expecting multiple heroes to be up there. Now, of course, Misery's showing, but with their wards on the map, they have so much information actually on the side of Aster at the moment. Watching the access point to Roche, watching the access point for the Spectre to farm, as well as watching that tier 2 bottom if anything.
How are we looking at the next time telling on Silo?
He's getting close.
BKB's nearly there. It is nearly there. He's got 3.2k gold.
It is the build we expected. Just Yasha, Lance, he's trying to get those farming items, some HP items, and then he wants to be able to get involved in the battling.
So with the BKB, absolutely a chance for Aster to strike back hard in the team fights. He's just at least just keeping Silo alive in the center of it all. And with the force on XXS being able to position him sort of in the middle, make sure shove that TP in, get in a good place for the reflection.
He actually just shifted. He does.
Oh, he's not
He's queued up the Radiance, so it is the build that we usually see. Hood, Yules, Radiance. Didn't want to go so defensively.
We'll see
I think he wants to have
if he sort of loses another bad team fight, might swap back.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because it's a long way away, that Radiance. Misery, he goes in, and he'll get caught out again. It's the life of Misery, sort of throwing his life away. Ensure that Aster aren't able to get themselves on any other members of PaiN.
Flesh Golem is always a spell that I like watching. It's not something you see too much happening, but right there you see like damage amplification, right? Laguna Blade plus that in the later stage of the game is also pretty terrifying. Really nullify a lot of that Spectre's, not entirely, but nullify a bit of the dispersion.
Team PaiN, they did have that ward down. They saw that whole movement from Baboka and XXS. They know that they're here. Tarbo tries to go with the blink, but Baboka quickly gets himself out with the counter blink. And Misery leads in. They're ready to continue to go for this fight with the Feast Grip on one, Nightmare onto another. They'll burn down XXS. Misery loses his life.
These stones.
On the control, they're moving in with a split, they're throwing it up. Siler has got the Metamorphosis, they've lost a second. HFN picks up a double. There's going to be a buyback from D-Stones in an attempt to swing this fight. Siler's got the BKB just picked up. And with the control from Baboka, they'll take Weehard down the ones. But he's got that Aegis, he's ready to go again. King RD and Archangel coming back over.
BKB.
They try and go for the Endersnap, but indeed the BKB's out in time for Weehard. Siler's getting pushed away. The Fisher will block him off from going for the Terrorblade. As they'll turn towards Baboka. Cold Snap and a Meteor finish him off in the trees. As again, Aster just struggling to take these fights. Tarbo is still alive.
He's taunting.
He is indeed. He's got another blink out away from the Dragon side, but there's the setup. The Sunstrike a little off time though, but it doesn't matter. Because with the Sunray, the Cold Snap comes in. And that's Siler out of the game. A Reaper side does take down the Phoenix in turn. But PaiN Gaming, they're just playing a step ahead of Aster this game as Aster. What do they do? Every time they try and make something happen, PaiN, they're just an item ahead. You know, we have the Aegis, the BKB, they can't kill him twice.
That's the big thing for me, it's the item ahead. They even have the Spirit Vessel early on, and the Necrophos in the beginning of the fight, he was forced to actually use the Yules aggressively. He tried to like protect, use it on a different hero.
D-Stones.
D-Stones.
D-Stones in trouble, the Yules, the Sunstrike, the Deafening Blast, and the quick walk away from Weehard does get blocked off. D-Stone's teammates looking for revenge. They'll trap him down. They've got the vision, so Weehard this time will pay with his life.
They're gonna tip him back for sure. Fenrir does actually get that big kill bounty though. Probably wanted to get on a different hero, but he needs some gold anyway. He needs some love.
Finally shut down that Invoker that once. First time I believe that Weehard has died this game. Still some of the members of PaiN with flawless performance so far. It's Tarbo. He's not died at all. 3-0-6.
This is, I mean, for Tavo, for me, his two top heroes is Brewmaster and Enigma.
Yeah.
He's just been showcasing these since we've been seeing him on the big plane. But overall, yeah, PaiN with some great teamfight executions, great warding as well to see that movement from Aster earlier. And just being in the perfect place, everybody TPing in, just getting ready for that fight, prepared extremely quickly.
19-13. 23 minutes in, still PaiN holding the 4K lead. A lot of it on Weeha. Driving moment, as you know, we saw he's got to be a little careful going for sort of those solo plays. He can't really afford to trade his life away for a one-on-one. As he is far ahead, he does give away that large kill bounty. So I'm sure we will be keeping him sort of reined in and trying to dissuade him from going in as deep as he were just then. He was on his own. It's top. Towards XXS. They have both HFN and Misery.
Yeah, Sunstrike's invoked already.
Misery. The setup, the Fiend Script, the Horn. They get on top of him. Can they kill him in time before the Fiend Script's over? They can. Just enough to make sure no Ghost Shroud will save that Necrophos today. Another quick pick for PaiN. And more money for HFN. Propelling the Spectre further and further forward so he can be this late game beast that he needs to be against Sylar's Terrorblade.
And we've seen the matchups going back and forth, right? That Spectre versus Terrorblade. I think in the later stages, we did have that stat come up that it was like 4-0 yesterday in late game, or maybe even 5-0 after the performance symptom secret. But it can go both ways. He's starting to get quite a lot of farm on HFN though. Queuing up that Relic, the Radiance, approaching it pretty fast here.
Lane, they do put the sentry down. Another Baboka sneaking around here with the Invis Ring. Maybe seeing if he can get some sort of setup. He knows that they're away. We'll simply TP away. It's not found out by the two of them. Misery did still sit back, see if he came back for another walk by, but Baboka making the smart call to get out.
PaiN has to be pretty damn happy with the way that the game is going still though. They've gotten good amount of map control and towers in comparison to the side of Aster, who has a Terrorblade lineup, which normally you'd see them have at least a bit of a tower advantage versus Spectre, but not the case this time. PaiN's movements,
yeah, we're seeing that big hurdle being achieved as HFN has got the money for the Relic.
Sure, there's going to be the reflection that can be annoying, but in this game, like, he's had so much space to get this one. That's what he opted for. He had like two choices, right? You either go for like that diffusal, or you maybe just rush like a tanky item, but you want to have some damage. And the Radiance, when you're playing versus Blink Initiators like Earthshaker, absolutely the right choice. So frustrating to play Earthshaker versus... Because one of the solutions is you can use smoke, right? You can smoke yourself and then you can blink, but if there's a Radiance illusion on you, you can't actually. Aster, they are looking to set up for something. Hiding a bit.
Hiding in the trees though, see them clear the wave out so he can go straight for the dive, does still get caught out by the Fisher. Nutty will pop, they'll get themselves the Phoenix kill.
He seemed to know though, the way they set themselves up there, he's like, alright HFN, you play super defensively, I'm gonna see if this territory's safe.
Dire structures are fortified.
Now Aster bottom. Seeing if they can find Misery too. Fisher's there.
They're leaving Misery.
Once you get Misery, no way of getting out. Use a Scythe as well to keep Misery out of the game as long as possible. Full minute, Misery will have to sit and watch from the side. But these little kills, they're not what's going to get Aster really back in the game. They have to make things happen with Sylar. Top do go on to Tavo. They actually have the damage to do so. Sylar goes straight in with the Metamorphosis, and you can see sort of their Tavo goes for the Primal Space just a little too late. I think underestimating the damage that Sylar was going to be able to punch back with that Reflection and Metamorphosis.
Yeah, because he had double.
He did, he just went for it a little too late.
That's a pretty big swing. Because now they were farming, they were pushing out all their lanes across the map, everybody was pretty much farming, and they get a big kill. Now they can look up to actually set up more kills, because now they can start to attain some map control that they were lacking. And XXS he pretty much has his Radiance finished on this Necrophos as well.
He's really caught back up as
huge
the
swing
calm
momentum.
section of the game has kicked in.
D-Stone's item choice this game. So he has gone for the BKB, wanted to be able to protect himself a bit. And we'll be just going for the Lincolns next to block out that pesky PaiN Fiend Script as well. Also using it to protect his Terrorblade in some situations could be really nice, so that he doesn't get tornadoed or inside of the team fights.
It'll be interesting to see sort of how the team fights feel now with that Radiance on HFN and PaiN. They do want to set something up with this. They have all their ultimates ready to go. Roshan's up too, so they know that a successful team fight will inevitably lead to free Rosh, Aegis, and Cheese.
Can they get a pickup of Baboka? Showing up top here, he's gonna hide now. Okay, it looks like they want to commit for this one, but there is an illusion already walking toward. Haven't yet revealed the smoke, but coming out quite soon.
Winghouse going to start poking at him, so really attempting to bait Aster over to go for a fight around the pit.
Aster has a very nice ward place though. It does get de-warded now by PaiN. But they're gonna keep sending those illusions. At least check, keep tabs of that Roche HP. Meta is cooldown for 40 seconds. That is the biggest thing in this fight for Aster. PaiN has absolutely everything available. A little bit reluctant though. Full smoke to try to get themselves a setup, get that wraparound.
They get a good jump stone with Baboka. Fight would be off to a fantastic start, and they managed to sort of wait off for XXS to have that Radiance complete now. Ready for the team fight. They see Tavo showing mid.
They also now have a Force Staff on King RD coming out on the Courier, so that's another one. We were talking about the Force Staff versus the Invoker.
Tavo.
Similar versus
He's got to be
Lina.
careful. They see him at the moment. They find that tip with the Fisher. They're not going to jump forward to commit though.
Just a kid.
Both teams really cannot afford to lose a member before this fight kicks off. There's 5v4. Whichever side does the 5, they'll swing it.
They're okay with waiting there because they didn't have meta at the start of that one. Now it's back online, so they've got all their tools ready. Continue to farm up and look for Sylar's next item. He does need a little, does think he just want to tank up. Doesn't want to get bursted from full to 0. Still just ping-ponging back and forth though. Net worth as well as experience has been up and down within that like 2K.
Misery. Onto the enemy high ground. Maybe seeing if you can get some sort of setup with a Nightmare. Fiend's grip, Baboka is going to head over and see him. Misery.
Shaker.
The Nightmare to the Shaker. Tavo jumps forward. The Tombstone has been dropped down. The Sun strike out onto Baboka as well as the Fiend's grip. They'll pop the horn on HFN. Moving on top of XSF. They're in with the primal sprint as well as HFN jumps from target to target. BKB is going to be out, but the Supernova Stone is successful. Hold T-Stone back for a little bit. Baboka get the Echo Slam out. They're bringing HFN low. They've found the Spectre. They've killed off the Spectre. Now Sylar with the Metamorphosis. Can he find Weehar as well? He's heading forward. Weehar turns with the Tornado, but the BKB from Sylar allows it to move forward and claim Weehar's life as well.
This Tombstone did so much work actually in the fight. It just sat right in the middle. Misery gets a beautiful start, right? He gets the control on the Earthshaker, but isn't able to bring him down in time. And that Tomb actually just slowed absolutely everything. The Brewmaster couldn't even run away. Nobody could actually get away from the fight on the side of PaiN.
Are we going to see buybacks for this? They don't have Horn, but do you buy back on one of these cores to contest this on Weehar or HFN, or do you just let this go?
They more than likely should.
As Roshan down to half health. Tavo and King Adi watching from the side. Both teams expended quite a lot in that previous team fight. The Metamorphosis has worn off, and now Tavo jumps forward, Sylar, quick with the Sunder though. The BKB's out, and they'll focus D-Stones. A couple of right clicks and a grip will do the job. Fisher attempted from Baboka, gets onto the two of them, dive up to the high ground for King Adi and gets him away, but Fenris, Sylar, focusing Tavo, chasing him down. The Soul Red Reflection grip will finish him off. As they're back into the pit, Sylar at half HP at the moment. King Adi will start to throw the Fire Spirits in to slow down Aster's attempt to finish on the Roshan. HFN has naturally respawned. There's 10 seconds and they're going to have the Invoker back as well as Sylar. He's falling low in Manta style to keep himself safe from the Spirit Vessel. King Adi's found on the high ground, will not TP out. Back in the pit, but focused on the two of them. Sylar gets the Sunder back up to full health as HFN has to get out of there. He's controlled. They've got the Yules. The Enchantment's still got the Cyphers. That's HFN gone for 110 seconds. No Spectre for this Rochard as Aster. They've got 4 in the pit. Weehar's turned up. He's got to do something magical. He's got the BKB. Looks towards Baboka, but they're keeping the distance. Sylar and XXS still going in on the pit. They're surely going to be able to claim Roche for themselves. Aster, and they do. They get the kill. They get the Aegis onto Sylar. Weehar might just find Baboka as the Shaker is looking to escape. Spirit Vessel will kill him. Surely the Glimmer Cake giving him some sort of safety, but
He's got stick charges too, is it enough? It is.
oh, the Tornado's whiffed. Weehar tries to make the call, go for the prediction. Sunstrike's not going to be there either as Baboka plays it safe, blinks back into the trees and gets out. Aster now back on top after a successful Roche and getting the Aegis onto Sylar.
That Sunder cooldown still pretty low when you're at this high level, down to that 40 seconds. I didn't see if he got the Arcane Rune before or after the first Sunder though. That was one thing I did want to check on it. But overall, PaiN hold their buyback on the Invoker and actually cost them pretty heavily there. They lose that Roche and a bit of control on the map now as Aster. They're feeling pretty good.
Certainly, we'll see it once more. This attempt to really get back in. Tavo nearly doing it, but again, these Sunder plays from Sylar.
He had the Arcane Rune
was
there,
already
so
there.
first Sunder was used, has Arcane, able to come up fast. Double crit by Tavo, bringing down D-Stones. But them having just a bit of like that number advantage here, as we do have a Necro respawning very soon, will join the fight. And Misery, he doesn't really add a whole lot in the fight. King RD actually almost kills Sylar here, though.
Sylar in multiple situations getting incredibly low. Like, you could always feel it. Like, PaiN was so close to having that fight, but Aster's execution just a step better, as pretty much the first big team fight this game where Aster have certainly taken a greater advantage.
Yeah. Big thing for me is just HFN, right? Getting that back-to-back kind of data. Pretty painful. Now we'll hit level 20, though. They actually give the Spectre the tome, so he gets that extra bonus health, and we'll queue up that heart. But Sylar now has an Aegis and has
He is massive.
everything in his arsenal.
This was always the worry of this game for PaiN, if Sylar gets to this sort of critical mass, which he's closing in on. Late game Terrorblade can certainly shake up this lineup.
They need some type of like Lincolns or Lotus Orbs to be able to just stop this Sunder. It's too much of a problem.
Found once again. Tries to get out, get a bit of vision. Aster will immediately punish him. Breeze gone. Face, he said, as created for the rest of PaiN, as they do have Weeheart moving across the top lane, farming it up, pushing the wave in. He knows that pretty much the full team of Aster is down bottom, but Aster's TPing over. They're moving over to the shrine, and with that TP over, Baboka is able to set up onto Weeheart. D-Stones comes through, the BKB is out in time before the combo's fully there as Weeheart goes for the TP out. That Tornado holding back XXS, so there was no Reaper's Sight to cancel the TP through the BKB.
Even the little things, just that quick little force staff stopping the chain stun combo from Baboka allows Weehaw to get BKB off. These stones can't close the gap early enough. Quick movements. Yeah, Aster, that move that they just did there. They were bottom, ganking the Bane with the Earthshaker, and then immediately he's just top. Yeah. PaiN did not.
Team with the Supernova positioning, they're doing a great job with that. The PKB's out, but with the Supernova's done through it, can they kill him off in time? He's down to half health. Sylar. D-Stone posts the BKB, turns to hold by the finish, the cold snap. They're stuck for the final bit. Can they stop it? They can't. He gets the Sunder up onto the illusion, back up to a healthy amount of health. Sylar's fine, but Boca's used up. They'll lose a Shaker. As PaiN, they are forcing Aster to back up. Tornado from Weeheart, catching up to the two, and then the Sunray on top of XXS as well. Sylar looking to see if he can get back in. The Reaper Sight not enough to kill off HFN. As HFN will get himself away from the reflection, can survive for now. Tarmo's still trying his best to poke at XXS.
He's got the cheese, he switched it into his inventory.
They won't overcommit. Goes Shroud and a cheese takes XXS back up to full.
The little things in these fights, right? That Glimmer Cape coming out onto Sylar. The Cold Slap did wear off, but letting him fade into Invis for a second so we can get the Sunder off. Yeah. Very nice, but PaiN, the way they executed that fight, Tavo just instantly runs into the backlines with the Brew Split. They get the Supernova in the middle of everything. They actually can't hit it, so they're able to control Sylar and the Terrorblade long enough to defend the racks.
Yeah, they keep those racks alive. They lose a tier 3 tower, but all in all, with that Aegis push coming in, as scary as it looked from Aster, it certainly could have gone a whole lot worse for PaiN.
Yeah.
They hold themselves in on the game.
They knew they had to kind of force something, right? Because otherwise, they're just going to lose the racks for free. So them just forcing the issue there, clever move. as chaos ensues. Spectre ult, we see the Fiend's Grip, and then boom, Cataclysm comes out. They're able to clean that Aegis up. And these fights get so crazy.
The supernova really was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, and Tavo, look at him in the backlines too. He's just messing with everybody, throwing XXS in the air, sending the Bruce Split onto the Lina constantly. And they're able to isolate Sylar, but not long enough for him to get that Glimmer Cape on him and get the Sunder.
As you can see it here, that pretty much full health illusion for the Spectre, giving him that chance to switch his life.
D-Stones tried to go for the combo there, thinking it was the real one. Throws the Laguna out, but connection points up.
2K lead, nonetheless, 38 minutes in, one of the closest games we've seen here at the main event, 24-22.
Was that Baboka's Glimmer Cape or was that Fenrir's? But I couldn't say. They both do have Glimmer Capes now though, which is also a great way to defend yourself versus that Spectre Hunt. Because then you can just go invis it. Sure, you're still going to be getting hit by the Radiance, but he can't just like stick an illusion on you and ruin your game, as we've seen several times throughout this tournament.
Aster. Yeah, being sort of watched from the high ground. Sylar is going to walk into this one. Weeha is spooked. He has to put the BKB immediately. TPs are coming over to the strike. PaiN, they've got to get themselves out of it. It's Tavo, he'll TP out with the BKB. King RD will be the one that's left behind. I don't think there's any escape for this man. A Laguna Blade and a Fisher burst down the Phoenix. As PaiN, they were sort of just chilling in Aster's jungle there, and did not seem to be prepared for Aster to just come with a sweep across and start to kick off a fight. Weeha still hanging around. Go for some sort of something. He knows there's no BKB on D-Stones. D-Stones did just use it. It's the same to be said for Weeha.
Yeah, too risky. Yeah. You don't really have that much damage to go through a Yule Scepter too. He has a lot of ways to protect himself as
Misery
gets dropped.
Another catch out on the Bane. See this happen a lot. Tavo, interesting build. With the Maelstrom on the brew. Not something that we see every day at all. Yeah, first time this patch. And we've had this patch for about 2 years, it feels like. So that's quite a record.
He wants to build the farm more. He wants more damage. He's going to throw it onto the Spectre, maybe. Just trying to clean up those illusions. It's feeling like a little bit of a strange one for me, but he's just trying to find any solutions. They are definitely feeling on the back foot here.
Absolutely, as a game where beginning, you could feel it, PaiN getting into the element.
Definitely.
But now it certainly does feel like Aster have the control of this match. They've taken it to a point where Sylar is just such an issue. One of the classics on the Terrorblade.
And because of these pushes that they've done, they've just claimed so much map control. And buying the gem on Fenrir, they actually gave it to Baboka. They're able to clean out pretty much all the vision that PaiN has. And PaiN, they literally have one ward on the map, and it's inside of their base.
A waiting game now for PaiN. They don't see Aster at all.
They're getting trapped in their base though, as all of Aster is able to farm. 3 minutes now too. Got the third Roche spawn, so Refresher Shard is going to be available. We're going to have double runes spawning everywhere too. So map control gets more and more important in the later stages of the game when you can control those double runes, especially when you have like these superheroes like Terrorblade.
They're getting themselves out on the map. They know Roshan's up. They can't sit back and do nothing. They have to strike back somehow. And is it going to be an attempt to just go for the Roshan? With that Maelstrom on top, but they do have that extra sort of attack speed and punch.
They don't kill it very fast unless the Spectre's there.
Are they going to get away with this?
No, actually not that bad of a pace.
You've got some Valak Cam there. As he is. He's invested. This game.
They're going to get away with this. Takes them a little bit of time.
Aster don't know. The pings are now coming out. Pings from XXS, but it's too late. They got away with it, PaiN. That was the third one as well.
Yep,
Refresher Shard. They got it all and they get out. Actually,
he'll get stopped.
I don't think he got stunned there. He cancelled his own TP. I think he was just worried. But still, it was still managed to get out and keep himself safe around his teammates with a retreat.
That was beautiful. That was something. That's like an envy play there, right?
They had to
need to get the Roche.
They could have sat in base. They could have waited for the next push. It would have been easier to defend than the previous time. But now they've got this edge. They get out of the map. You don't win games at Dota by sitting in your base. You have to make these risks, make these high-risk plays, and they've got away with it, PaiN. They have the Aegis, they have the Cheese, they have the Refresher Shot. If Aster got that Roshan, it would very likely be game over.
Yeah, I think it was just really clever the way they did it, because they did it with only the 4 heroes, right? HFN only went in there toward the end. He made sure that he was showing himself in lane, sending some illusions, just making them feel a little bit safe that Roshan wasn't being done. Very clever movement by PaiN.
Yeah, that Roche play really, not something really that Aster could have expected. Maybe Aster feeling a little too comfortable, being like, well, there's no way that PaiN are going to leave their base. They did not account for that movement to come out against them. Up to Weeha. Got a BKB charge though.
trapped here for a moment, but the mid forward as there's a high ground right there. Not have vision.
Now it's sort of a tricky situation for Aster. Now that you know that PaiN have the Roshan, do you want to try and force something during this time, or is it now a bit of a waiting game from Aster? They'll say, right, we'll wait off and go when the Aegis is timed out. Like, do they really have to do something now, or can they just keep farming up on Sylar? There's no need to rush in anything for Aster, is there?
I mean, it depends on how you want to do it, right? It's either you do the safe play or you do the super risky play. You can go for the risky play and see that the Spectre doesn't actually have the Aegis, and if you can full to zero him before he's able to actually get the cheese off, that could be an option, but then you're going for the Spectre who can buy back and haunt.
Yeah,
so
and he's got the refresher, so he can hold the start and the haunt when he buys back.
You probably want to just play it a little bit safe and just stay as a unit, make sure you keep your lanes out, wait for this to just like, you know, wait for that Aegis to at least expire. Or catch them when they're not prepared for it. But PaiN, they're staying as 4 and they're showing their Spectre bottom. He has haunt.
He's going to front the fight here. We'll see if they get tempted to jump in on him. They get the Fisher. They're going to go for the change zone. There's the chance for the BKB and the Ghost Walk to come out. So Weehart will get himself away from the 5-man attempt of Aster to defend that tier 2 tower.
That is Laguna and Meta committed by Aster.
They used Meta as well?
He did use Meta.
Oh, if they can wait that out, PaiN, and then strike back at Sylar once the meta's gone.
And look at the way they've set themselves up. Immediately they run to the high ground, get some vision up. Most important thing about team fights in the later stages, it's positioning, but it's also just understanding where everybody is in the fight. Vision.
I mean, these are really some of the smartest players that we've seen from PaiN. They've just managed to impress us each and every day, just improving consistently with their strategics and tactics.
It's vision, it's gonna start getting cleared out. Aster does know that they're placed up there. PaiN, they have one ward left. Misery wants to try to keep that one alive. Metamorphosis is going to be wearing off right now.
Jump in, Sylar forced to the side with his Hurricane Pike. You get out so that he gets out of there.
90 seconds.
I mean,
Bounty ring spawn, the Boker starts running toward him.
Where are we going to see Tavo go next with his build? Any sort of other funky items we could see?
I thought he would just do the aura build. I thought he'd just go for the AC,
I mean,
but
with that,
fully
the
committing to
100
this.
attack speed, you do hit pretty hard.
Oh, that is? I actually did not see
That's
he
what
went
he's
for the
going
100
for.
attack
He's
speed.
going for that right-click build.
So he wants to try to scale more and be more of a right-clicker. All right. I mean, I've not gotten the chance to see this too often. I usually just see mainly focused around that brew split, especially when you're versus Terrorblade. Like, you want to be inside of your brew so you don't get sundered and don't give him the opportunity.
But at the same time, I guess, because of how big Sylar is with the MKB and such, he can with the Metamorphosis, like he can kill the Brewlings, right? Can't he? Pretty easily, would you say, with the Terrorblade? So maybe there's.
The thing is, if he has the HP though, the health on the primal split is a big difference.
It is a lot.
If they notice that, then they can actually focus fire on those that brew split and try to go for it.
I mean, yeah, that is also true. But that's why I imagine Tabo at the same time, he's gonna try and fight without that, especially when he's got the Mion around. He does have the money for it, but he's holding on to it for now as PaiN starting to pressure the high ground. They've only got 40 seconds left on the Aegis, so they do have to be very wary of that timing.
The catapults are putting in work right now, though. That tower is down to 200 as Tabo commits in.
He's gone straight away with the BKB, forcing the BKB out of D-Stones. XXS TP's back to join the fight. Light Strike will be out, but Tabo is able to get the primal split off.
He is blocked in there, though.
As we say, doesn't have the plus 1500 health, so they can start to beat down through the illusions.
Okay, Fidger actually did not trap him. Looked like it for a moment, but that's brew split down. And Meta is going to be available in 5 seconds, so Aster, they could look to set up something of their own. Do they actually have a smoke ready? They do. Fenrir does have one. And they have their bottom lane and mid lane pushing out already, so once they push out top, they could look for that smoke play.
And the Aegis is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Aegis is out.
There's a crucial timing here for Aster.
But they've sort of kept their patience, Aster. It's going to pay off now, because they can fight without the warrior at the Aegis.
Which how they're picking up here. Looks like he's going to finish he's actually just going to finish the full butterfly, so he is 6 slotted now until he buys that moon shard.
Dire's middle tower has
I mean, if they win a team fight, Aster, they will take these barracks quicker than anything that PaiN can do in return. There is an incredible amount of siege with this Terrorblade now.
And as expected, with all those lanes pushed out, they're ready to look for a fight.
But we still have the cheese being held by HFN.
Yep, he's got cheese and refresher shots still. He's pretty much, he has the Abyssal Blade finished, but he's saving that buyback for the, buyback hunt.
He's got enough to finish it though and buyback, right, at the moment?
I think he's just being safe. Or maybe he's sending the courier out now.
Yeah. He needs to get that bit booster back.
Yep.
But already Aster, the outside of the base, Tamo is getting the front. Oh no! Baboka, he's in! The Echo Slam straight on top of the system. He does get the cheese off, but the Reaper Slam still comes down! As no Tamo and HFN sitting at the front of the base holding hands. Baboka's there to break up the friendship. and they'll have to buy back. Misery's brought back. They're holding on to it at the moment on both Tavo and HFN, but Baboka is in again, jumping in with the enchant tone, and Weeha's forced to put the BKB. Tavo and HFN buying back and looking to fight back. The racks won't fall though, as Aster, they've got the mid-set of racks. Cataclysm comes down, Baboka able to get away under the cover of Imbis, turns with another Fisher to hold them back alongside. They go back in with a medical emphasis. They'll dive. King RD suffering out onto Ferret, but Baboka jumps back in. Enchant tone slams down another. Weeha, he's already used his BKB, has to play so safe. As they've lost the melee racks, they've lost the range racks as well. Tavo out of the primal split, also in trouble.
Second hard.
Let's see if they can finish them off here. As Baboka ticking down incredibly low. They'll get 2 buybacks out of Aster, as Aster throwing everything back into this fight. Baboka will somehow survive.
I think they want to go. They might even just look for the end, but they don't have meta available.
They don't.
Thing is that they know the 2 Haunts were used there. They wanted to try to force something, but right now they can actually just control the map.
Oh, that
ward
play from Baboka, that
base ward. That's
base
vision,
ward.
man. Vision wins you games.
They were not prepared for that PaiN, and just as it looked like PaiN were getting everything back together, that one mistake, as we've been saying, you make a mistake against Aster, they will be so quick to punish it. As Baboka instantly sees an opening, goes in with the Fisher, follows up with the Echo Slam. PaiN now with 3 buybacks expended and a barracks down in the middle lane.
And you have to be pretty damn afraid when your Spectre gets the cheese off during the combo and actually still dies because of all the burst damage they have. So here, the control comes through, gets the cheese, but more than enough damage ripping through him.
I see that from Tavo's perspective as well. He was sort of looking elsewhere, and then suddenly the next thing he knows, there's a Baboka shaker on top of him. We saw Misery's reaction there as well. Understandably getting very heated. They had good control of the game.
Especially when you're playing a BANE in these type of games. There's just so much stuff going on. Tombstones, Supernovas, Haunts, tons of illusions everywhere too.
He's got the full Miona now, Tavo.
Yep.
As he knows, obviously with the buyback used, he's got to spend that money up.
I have been seeing them focus the Brew Split a little bit though. Every time they see the Wind Panda, I'm seeing Sylar focus firing it almost immediately, so they might have identified that he did not take that talent.
What's the 25 you get on Brew as well? Anything else that could sort of contribute to this?
The Brawler chance. I've never seen anyone actually take the Brawler chance.
I mean, you imagine he's probably going to take that.
But then TB has MKB.
Even though the other one is so good,
the TB has
if
MKB.
he's going plus 100 attacks,
I mean,
he's going Miona.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see.
It could be cool. Maybe he's just going to crit people to death. But when you're playing versus a Terrorblade with MKB, he's going to be able to just shred through it anyway.
Trying something a little bit different this game, Salvo. Still yet to see if it's really going to pay off.
Yep.
They are behind, 10k behind at the moment, PaiN.
About 13,000 experience as well.
What are we looking at in terms of the Roshan status? So I guess still
mid of 40. So Aster, they're just playing, playing zone control. They want to make sure they can keep some vision around on this high ground, in particular, outside of that Roche pit, and make sure they can control the runes. As we were mentioning, these double runes can really be the game changer. We just saw Sylar, he has a DD, going to be wearing off soon, but next runes are going to be spawning in 40, and look at their positioning. They're just keeping themselves right here around this pit. Do have everything available.
The Sunstrike scouting things out. Be sure that their Roche isn't up, and if it is, that Aster aren't getting away with it. You can be sure that PaiN are going to throw everything into a potential Roshan contest. But they're without those buybacks still. Still a few minutes on the big buybacks for PaiN.
Aster's looking to actually maybe take a fight here before it. They've got another smoke.
If they can get a fight, get a Roshan, this could pretty much be the game for Aster. PaiN has to be so careful. They've got the vision. Target's going to jump in past the BKB, starts to punch back. They've got the hex onto Baboka, but he's still getting by. The Cataclysm comes down. There's a decent amount. Side over the Manta Star, and the Metamorphosis takes down the egg. Buyback straight away from King RD. They've lost XXS, and with the Primal Split, they get on top of him. They lock him down. Necrophos buys back too. Oh, Baboka! He comes in, the 3-man Echo Slam comes down, but Weeha is still alive for now. They're punching into the tombstone, Baboka trying to get away. He's actually, again, able to sneak off out of this as he's healed up, kept alive. There's going to be a dead Tavo Brew, a dead King RD Phoenix without buybacks available as Aster take the fight. PaiN, they know that the tombstone is such an issue to fight around. They commit to taking it down. It sets up the chance for Baboka to jump in. And they get Baboka jumping in, throwing down everything. They can't even cure the Shaker. He's able to get out every single time.
And we mentioned how important vision is time and time again. And the beautiful thing about Undying is it's a 5,800 net worth hero, but you get the tombstone on the high ground. It gives you night vision into such a massive radius that they can see everything in the fight. And PaiN, they have to try to hit it, but they get comboed up from Baboka and then chain stun time and time again. They immediately use the refresher shard. They're looking to end this game. They've got meta available. They know that PaiN expended everything in that last fight.
It's a full minute without the Phoenix, a full minute without the Brewmaster. As Weeha, Misery, and HFN are going to have to pull off something spectacular to keep this game one going.
They don't have the refresher orb for Weeha. He did commit in that last fight for that double cataclysm.
There you go, Metamorphosis. BKB is also there, ready for Sylar if he feels the need to pop it. And they'll take another tier 3 away from PaiN, and MKB has been picked up by HFN. He's smoked up at the moment. A tornado attempt is going to be dodged up by Sylar as Aster take a second full set of racks, and they're moving up towards the Megas as they go for the third set. Still a little bit of time without the full team alive on PaiN. As Aster, they'll force out the fortification. Can PaiN really hold against this? As the tier 3's gone.
Spectre Hunt, 2 seconds. They're gonna have to try something.
They've got to do something. As the melee rack's gone, Aster taking it all as the range racks are gone. A full mega creeps are out for Aster. As they'll back off.
Bail.
They'll offer a little bit of mercy.
Yeah.
The tornado does clip onto D-Stones. But the Horde, they're trying to see if they can do something. They get themselves on top of the shaker again. Baboka with his invis back on. D-Stones does pop his BKB. Archangel, HFN just trying to really keep Aster interested in a fight. They have the connection with the tornado onto Fenrir, but Baboka onto Fenrir. They'll get one of them. There's Cataclysm coming down. It's not there in time, but Baboka TP's back to base.
They did not get what they wanted, though. They knew the meta was used. They wanted to try to get at least 1 or 2 of those big core kills. They're only able to get the 5 position of Fenrir.
And he is dead for 100 seconds, so it's at least sort of 100 seconds where they know that Aster's not going to try and push it again. But with the mega creeps up, Aster, they can confidently sit back and enjoy this terrible amount of pressure that PaiN have to try and deal with. These 3 lanes charging down in against them.
They have to, this is like the one push that we have. People talk about it. When there's mega creeps, you kind of have like one chance. You push with that wave, you try to take a team fight, and you hope for the best.
Winning against mega creeps, if a team was able to do it on this stage, it would be PaiN, but it's such a tough ordeal. There's 70 seconds where they know that they're fighting 5 versus 4.
They don't have
This could be
Haunt.
what they need.
They don't have Haunt, but Meta's also down for another 30 seconds. All of Aster, though, sitting and prepared.
If they can get a jump in, eliminate at least an extra one, they have got a chance. But Sylar still absolutely massive. Metamorphosis back up in 15 seconds. He's going to have it for this fight.
He's also got buyback, so he could walk in and die once and buyback just in case to be able to push PaiN away. We will see. PaiN, they make their way up. Aster in a very defensive stance. No one committing forward just yet. The creeps are starting to push into PaiN's base.
The side lanes
the
are getting
timer
very
is ticking.
close to the Ancient on PaiN's side of the map. Jump in, Tavo trying to kick things off with the BKB, dodges the light strike, forces out the BKB from XXS. As Weeha, tornadoes out to Sylar to get the Fiends through the BKB there of D-Stones. The big jump combo drop down, but the BKBs are still up at the moment for Aster. JFN in this front and center, this Cataclysm comes down. Sylar, BKB has one off. They get the Promise Burst done. The Supernova as well. That's going to be one death. They killed the Terran though, but he has
Their base is in jeopardy.
Absolutely, if the tier 4's going down, they've got to send someone back. They've got to send someone back.
The creeps.
The base is falling. At PaiN, they tried one final hurrah, but with We Are Dead, no buyback. Miseries can't hold the base. It has to take game 1.
Oh my god, what a close game though. PaiN, their movements in that early game was absolutely phenomenal, but Aster able to find that crucial jump by